Artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming many aspects of modern life, and the world of recruitment is no exception. As companies seek to streamline their hiring processes, AI-powered tools are increasingly being used to evaluate applications, screen resumes, and even conduct initial interviews. These technologies promise to revolutionize recruitment, offering the potential for greater efficiency, consistency, and objectivity. Yet, alongside these benefits, the use of AI in hiring raises challenging ethical questions about bias, fairness, transparency, and the nature of human judgment. To understand the full implications of AI-powered recruitment, it is essential to examine both its promise and its pitfalls, and to consider how organizations can navigate these complex ethical waters. At its core, the appeal of AI in hiring lies in its ability to process vast amounts of data quickly and systematically. A single job opening at a large firm can attract hundreds or even thousands of applications. Human recruiters, constrained by time and resources, may only be able to review a fraction of these thoroughly. AI systems, however, can analyze every resume, compare them against job criteria, and even assess candidates' responses to preliminary questions or video interviews. This scalability enables organizations to cast a wider net, potentially uncovering strong candidates who might otherwise be overlooked. Another touted benefit is the promise of increased objectivity. Human judgments are shaped by conscious and unconscious biases, prejudices based on factors such as gender, age, ethnicity, or educational background. In theory, AI can help strip away these biases by focusing solely on data-driven indicators of merit and potential, such as relevant experience, demonstrated skills, or matches between a candidate's profile and the requirements of the role. Supporters argue that, by standardizing evaluation criteria, AI can make the hiring process fairer and more consistent, reducing the influence of individual prejudice or fatigue. AI can also be programmed to identify and reduce certain forms of bias. For example, some systems can be designed to ignore personal identifiers in resumes, such as names or addresses, that might otherwise trigger stereotyping. Others can flag language in job postings that may unintentionally discourage applications from underrepresented groups, helping organizations to craft more inclusive outreach strategies. In these ways, AI offers tools for proactive bias mitigation that may be difficult for human recruiters to implement consistently. Yet, the reality of AI in hiring is far more complex. While these technologies hold great promise, they also carry significant risks that, if left unaddressed, could undermine the very goals of fairness and equity they are meant to advance. Chief among these concerns is the issue of algorithmic bias. AI systems learn from data, and if the data used to train them reflects historical inequalities or prejudices, the resulting models can perpetuate and even amplify those biases. Consider, for example, an AI hiring tool trained on the resumes of previous employees at a company. If that company's past hiring practices favored certain groups over others, the AI may learn to associate success with characteristics common to those groups, screening out candidates who do not fit the established mold. In one well-known case, a major technology company discontinued an AI recruitment tool after discovering that it systematically downgraded resumes containing references to women's colleges or women's organizations, reflecting the male-dominated history of the company's technical workforce. This example underscores the danger that AI, far from eliminating human bias, can codify and obscure it behind a veneer of objectivity. The problem is not limited to gender or ethnicity. AI systems can inadvertently discriminate based on age, disability, or socioeconomic status, depending on the variables they use and the patterns they detect in the data. Even efforts to remove explicit identifiers may not suffice, as algorithms can infer sensitive information from other data points, such as zip codes, educational histories, or patterns of employment. This raises profound ethical questions about privacy and the potential for discrimination by proxy. Transparency and accountability are also major concerns. AI algorithms especially those based on complex machine learning techniques, can function as black boxes, making decisions through processes that are difficult for even their creators to fully explain. When a candidate is rejected by an AI system, it may be unclear why, making it difficult to challenge decisions or identify errors. This opacity can erode trust in the hiring process and leave applicants without meaningful recourse. In traditional hiring, candidates can at least hope for feedback or appeal, but AI-driven decisions can seem arbitrary and unassailable. Moreover, the drive for efficiency can come at the expense of human judgment and empathy. Hiring is not just about matching skills to job descriptions. It is about understanding the motivations, aspirations, and unique qualities that each candidate brings. Automated systems, no matter how sophisticated, may struggle to capture the nuance and context that human interviewers can perceive. There is a risk that over-reliance on AI could lead to a depersonalized process, where candidates are reduced to data points rather than individuals with stories and potential. The use of AI in hiring also raises questions about consent and privacy. Candidates may not always be aware that their applications are being processed by algorithms or that their online presence, such as social media activity or video interview responses, is being analyzed for traits like enthusiasm or cultural fit. Some AI tools claim to assess personality or emotional states through facial expressions or voice patterns, methods that are controversial and of questionable scientific validity. The collection and processing of such personal data must be carefully managed to respect candidates' rights and avoid intrusive or unfair practices. Given these challenges, how can organizations harness the benefits of AI in recruitment while upholding ethical standards? The answer lies in a combination of careful design, ongoing oversight, and a commitment to transparency and inclusion. First, it is essential to recognize that AI is not a panacea for bias. It is a tool shaped by the data and values embedded within it. Developers and users of AI recruitment tools must be vigilant in auditing their systems for potential sources of discrimination. This includes scrutinizing training data for representativeness and fairness, testing algorithms for disparate impacts on different groups, and regularly updating models as workforce demographics and job requirements evolve. Independent audits and third-party assessments can provide additional safeguards against hidden biases. Transparency is critical. Organizations should clearly communicate to candidates when and how AI is being used in the hiring process and what criteria are being evaluated. Where possible, AI decisions should be explainable. Candidates deserve to know why they were accepted or rejected, and to have the opportunity to challenge or appeal those decisions. This may require the development of more interpretable AI models or the use of hybrid systems that combine automated screening with human review. Human oversight must remain a cornerstone of ethical recruitment. AI can be a powerful aid in sifting through large applicant pools or flagging promising candidates, but final decisions should involve human judgment, empathy, and reflection. Recruiters and hiring managers should be trained to understand the strengths and limitations of AI tools and to use them as supplements rather than substitutes for human evaluation. This hybrid approach can help balance efficiency with the individualized attention that candidates deserve. Privacy and consent must be respected throughout the process. Organizations should collect only the data necessary for fair and effective evaluation and should obtain informed consent from candidates before analyzing personal information or digital footprints. Sensitive attributes, such as race, gender, or health status, should be handled with particular care, and safeguards should be in place to prevent their misuse, whether intentional or inadvertent. Finally, the use of AI in hiring should be guided by broader principles of social responsibility and inclusion. This means not only avoiding discrimination, but actively seeking to foster diversity and equal opportunity. AI tools can be leveraged to identify and correct imbalances in recruitment pipelines, to attract candidates from underrepresented backgrounds, and to monitor for systemic barriers to advancement. By embedding ethical considerations into the design and deployment of AI, organizations can help ensure that new technologies serve the cause of justice rather than entrenching old inequities. The ethical implications of AI-powered recruitment extend beyond individual organizations to society as a whole. Work is a fundamental aspect of human life, shaping identity, dignity, and opportunity. The processes by which people are selected for jobs have profound effects on social mobility, diversity, and economic justice. As AI takes on a greater role in these decisions, it is incumbent on all stakeholders, employers, technologists, policymakers, and civil society, to ensure that these systems reflect our highest ideals of fairness and respect for persons. Policymakers have a vital role to play in setting standards and regulations to govern the use of AI in hiring. This may include requirements for transparency, explainability, and non-discrimination, guidelines for data protection and candidate consent, and mechanisms for accountability and redress. Industry groups and professional associations can also develop best practices and ethical codes to guide responsible innovation in this area. At the same time, public awareness and engagement are essential. Job seekers should be informed about how AI is being used in recruitment and what rights they have. A broad societal conversation about the values we want to embed in these technologies can help steer their development in ways that reflect the diversity and aspirations of the communities they serve. In summary, the integration of artificial intelligence into hiring practices offers both significant opportunities and formidable ethical challenges. AI can enhance efficiency, objectivity, and inclusivity in recruitment, but it can also perpetuate bias, erode transparency, and depersonalize the hiring process if not carefully managed. The key to ethical AI-powered recruitment lies in a holistic approach that combines technical rigor, transparency, human oversight, respect for privacy, and a commitment to social justice. By navigating these complexities thoughtfully and proactively, organizations can realize the benefits of AI while safeguarding the fundamental values of fairness, dignity, and opportunity that lie at the heart of ethical hiring. The future of work will be shaped not only by the technologies we build, but by the choices we make about how and why we use them. In embracing the promise of AI, we must also embrace our responsibility to ensure that it serves the common good.